Rick Hinderer would rotate in his grave if he was dead. This is the much talked of Inron MY, that is Mike Yankee 803. Many say it's the Chinese Hinderer clone. I tend to agree, but not fully. There are a lot of design aspects that have been borrowed by Chinese manufacturers, but they don't market it as a Hinderer knife, not even as a ZT. This is a huge knife. The blade steel on that is HCR13 MOV. Is a frame lock, and it has a pocket clip on one side, stainless steel frame or frame liner on one side, and on the other side a really thin stainless steel liner that is milled out, plus a handle scale out of high dexterity G10, very high dexterity. The pivot screw is a flathead screw, but it's screwed in with Loctite, so you can't adjust that. You cannot, which sucks. This knife is huge. What I mean by that, I have large hands. This is how the knife looks. Look at that. That is a huge fucker. Almost cut myself there. Haha. It comes very, 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 very sharp. Many. A lot of Chinese factories, knife factories, get their heat treat right, especially with HCR13 MOV. It's very, very sharp. That was bad. I think you get my drift. That's an awesome knife. I like it. I like it a lot. Although it hasn't been carried a lot. Why? Because it is so fucking big. It's not supposed to be big. I don't think it is. I don't know why. I would carry it a lot if it was a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller, like its Chinese brother. That was bad. That was bad too. The Inron EL02. Look at this knife next to it. It dwarfs. The Inron dwarfs the Inron. It dwarfs it. And this is a big knife. I have a full 4-finger grip, and I have quite a lot of space, and I have big hands. If it was that size, I would carry that a lot. Also, I would carry the Cold Steel Voyager XL because it is supposed to be really big. But that handle design is supposed to be for a full hand grip, and I have too much space, I think. This finger choil is too big, and look where the blade starts. Look where the blade grind starts. This much distance you have until the blade starts. Also, what is really stupid, but typically Chinese, if you think about it. And I don't mean Chinese by the nationality of the people, but Chinese manufacturing. You have jimping on that side, right? You have actually very functional jimping up top here on the blade. But look where it goes. Yeah, it goes into the handles. And this jimping here doesn't do a lot because this liner is so slim. And on the other side you can see the jimping of the liner. They didn't jimp the G10. So doesn't do shit. No jimping. If you get up there, you have one raised jimp. One. Also, I have really big troubles, huge troubles with the thumb studs. Look at how they are milled. Pyramid style, very, very pointy. And you can't just, you know, shove it open. You don't use a thumb stud like that. You press your thumb on the thumb stud, but you can't because it's so pointy and it's really hard to deploy that way. So just use the flipper. You will need some wrist action, but then it flies open. The lockup is very good, like a bank vault. Really, I'm doing circular motions. Nothing moves. Very, very good. The blade grind, I really love the blade grind. I love this fluent line here. It comes to a very thin hollow grind. Very, very good sharpening job they did. And up top it's turning into a little swedge, unsharpened of course. Can you see that? Yeah, it gets thinner. Looks very cool. I really like this knife. Let's do some other comparisons. This is the Bird Cara 2. Not a lot smaller when you think about it, but even the cutting edge pretty much equal, but you can choke up to it and you have about 1 millimeter until the blade starts, you know, the sharpened part. Spyderco Tenacious, everybody has that one. Now that's a comparison. Huh. A lot bigger, the Inron. A lot bigger. Although same cutting edge, almost the same cutting edge. Then yeah, a little bit smaller. This is the Bird Hawkbill. Has the same handle as the Bird Meadowlark or as a Spyderco Delica size wise. I'm holding them not like this. They're exactly next to each other, and I have a fixed blade here, and that's funny because the Kershaw Antelope Hunter. I think this is a fantastic knife. Full flat ground, extremely well made handle, extremely grippy. Of course you can't use it in a lot of gripping positions because it has 4-finger choils. Perfect. But look at the comparison. That folder is a lot bigger, and by a lot I mean 2 fingers up top, like up top of that. A lot bigger. So if you need serious cutting performance and you don't want to carry a fixed blade, you don't care about intimidating people, because this is an extremely intimidating blade to some people, at least to non-knife people, sheeple. Get yourself that one. It's fantastic. I think it goes for around $30. Downsides besides the pyramid shaped thumb studs are that this liner, while it is very thin, what is actually nice, I would have loved it if they would had making that even, both sides even from the thickness. The liner is very thin, and this jimping here, although the edges are very well rounded off, when you disengage the frame lock a long time, not a long time, but often, what I used to do when I play with my knives, I open them, I close them, it wears a little bit on your thumb. Your thumb hurts after a while because it's quite sharp down here. What else? Yeah, the pocket clip. The pocket clip is not a super deep pocket clip. Do you have something here? Yeah, piece of paper. So this much sticks out. It's not too bad. It's just the width of a finger. But the pocket clip is very, very weak. Very, very weak. So you basically just slip it on your pants pocket. No retention at all. Very, very weak spring. So hope this was helpful. Hope I could show you the knife a little bit better than on just pictures. I like this knife, even though it is huge. It's really big, but it's a great knife. I don't know if you can get an idea of what a real Hinderer feels like if you have this knife. I bought it because of that, because I wanted to know how does a real Hinderer feel like. Haven't had one in my hands yet. Probably never will. Maybe, we'll see. But this is not a replacement. At least I don't think so. This is a fantastic knife that resembles the Hinderer a lot. But I can't imagine that the real one feels like that at all. Pillow construction, by the way. Full flow through design. I think it's just a great knife for the money. And thanks for watching. Have a good night. Goodbye.